Right now on CBS 46 at 5 o'clock, the threat of snow, freezing rain and ice has a lot of you and your children staying at home this morning.
We have live team coverage tracking where the snow is right now and where it's headed.
Yeah, and I'm also tracking already accidents this morning across Metro Atlanta. We'll take a look and pinpoint where the troubled spots are, in addition to your road temperatures in real time. That's coming up.
CBS 46 News at 5 starts now.
And good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Tracy Hutchins.
Good morning. Glad you're with us. We've got dozens of school districts and city and county offices that are closed this morning because of the threat of winter weather in Metro Atlanta. Just keep an eye on the bottom of your screen because we'll have those for you there.
And of course, this morning we are talking about our forecast. CBS 46 in storm mode this morning because of that threat of winter weather. Daniel Wilkerson, Rebecca Schramm, and Rodney Harris all checking out our road conditions this morning and how GDOT is prepared for our weather.
We're going to start though with meteorologist Jennifer Valdez, who's been tracking the storm really since yesterday, and we've got some changes today.
We do have some changes today. Temperatures a lot warmer this morning than they were expected to be by this time. 49 degrees in Atlanta. The colder air is coming. It's still on the way, but it's trapped back from Memphis to Lexington. In fact, we're now in the teens in Lexington. Once this colder air moves in, it will collide with that moisture. We'll start to see some mixing, and that's when we'll start to see some snow flurries across North Georgia. Right now, though, much too warm to see any snow, which is why we are only seeing rain on CBS 46 pinpoint radar. As we head to Kensington and Dalton, Northwest Georgia, we've seen some brief mixing off and on, but again, temperatures are above freezing, so primarily just rain. Once we head into Chattanooga, eastern Tennessee, portions of northern Alabama, temperatures are colder there, so we're starting to see a little bit of snow mixing with rain. As temperatures continue to drop, we'll see more and more of that as we head through the morning. So at 5 a.m., mostly northwest Georgia, seeing a little bit of that snow rain mix by 7 a.m. As this moisture moves in around lunchtime, still above freezing in the metro, but it's areas north of the metro from Canton to Rome to Carrollton where we will see snow flurries and some rain and snow mixing together. By 1 o'clock, this system is moving out, and that's when temperatures will be cold enough, but most of that moisture will be out of here. So by the time it really cools off, that rain will exit our area because of that much lower snowfall totals. And that is why the winter storm warning that was in effect for North Georgia has been canceled. That meant 1 to 3 inches of snow. That is just not going to happen. We still have an advisory, which means up to an inch of snow still possible, especially in far North Georgia and West Georgia. We're going to go hour by hour again. We'll let you know exactly what to expect. And we're going to talk about much colder temperatures in the forecast. First, we're going to check on the roadways because, Rodney, it's wet in some spots.
It is indeed, and one of the things Jen's been talking about is that's just too warm. So one of the things we can do for you this morning is actually track the temperature on the road. And the magic number is 32, and the coldest temperature that I'm seeing right now in northwest Georgia is 44. That's way above freezing. So as you can see, even with any precipitation that falls at this point, the road temperatures are simply too warm across northwest Georgia. But this is something that changes minute by minute. So we'll continue to give you these real-time road temperatures throughout the course of the morning to let you know where any potential trouble spots will be. But again, right now, all of your road temperatures above freezing in northwest Georgia as this precipitation moves in. In addition to that, we do have an update on an accident. This is the connector northbound as you get to I-20, but that is not impacting your traffic this morning. We'll continue to keep you up to date with the latest weather in traffic and storm mode, but our coverage continues this morning with Daniel Wilkerson, who's in Chattanooga. Daniel's all the way up in Tennessee this morning. Statewide coverage continues right now with Daniel. How's it looking up there?
I tell you, we just stayed on 75. We saw rain. We just kept on. I talked to Jen just a minute ago, and she says that we should see something here shortly up near this way. I'm going to give you a live look outside the Coolray Road Tracker. Again, mainly what we have seen is rain. I can tell you on the way up here, we did see a lot of the snow machines headed back toward Atlanta, I guess in preparation of anything that we might see. But as Jen has said all morning long, a lot of what we've seen is the temperature being so high that nothing is really sticking, just really a rain event at this point. Again, the winter weather warning has been canceled. We're still under an advisory. We're going to stick around the area. We'll probably head sort of toward Atlanta here in just a little bit so that we can kind of let you know what's headed that way. For now, in the Cool Ray Road Tracker, Daniel Wilkerson, CBS 46 News.
Daniel, thank you for that.
CBS 46's Rebecca Schramm continues our team coverage this morning.
She's live in Atlanta, where GDOT crews are treating the roads just in case. They don't want a repeat of what happened 5 years ago.
No, not with the Super Bowl in town. Gravir and Tracy, good morning to you. GDOT went ahead and tackled this situation head on, and they went ahead and treated the roadways. So they've got the brine mixture down just to make sure that they've got the area covered, whether they end up needing it or not. Down at GDOT's Forest Park facility, we saw dozens of trucks lined up last night, each big rig filled with saltwater mixture capable of treating more than 100 miles of roadway. Altogether, they have 1 million gallons of brine on hand. And think about it, the last thing they wanted was for the highways to ice up and have a repeat of 2014 when people were stuck in their cars for many hours. The idea of all this brine is to buy them time.
When we get that saturation of salt and water on the road, what it does is it lowers the temperature at which ice will bind to a roadway. So instead of when we hit freezing at 32, that ice will lock on the roadway, it lowers the temperature at which ice will bind. That gives us more time to get that ice off the road.
So that was the way they prepared. But again, Jennifer is telling us she is not expecting an ice and snow event, at least not here in Metro Atlanta, which is really good news for especially the kids whose snow day has now turned into a rain day. But you know what? The state agencies will tell you it's better to be safe than sorry. We're live in Atlanta this morning. Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.